Okay, so if you're Indian and you have toxic relatives, so this video is clearly for you. So for a little bit of context, I will explain you how me and my family got humiliated at a family wedding in India. Basically, I was 16 when my parents decided that we have to go to India because my cousin from my father's side, she was getting married. And of course, so since I live in Spain, I had to go to India. And for me, I was not really happy because I knew that this is gonna be a mess. And also because I was studying, I was in my 11th grade, and of course the studies were quite difficult at that time, and I couldn't manage it all. So well, everything happened and we went there. And to be honest, of course I was not really excited. They were people that I didn't like personally because I knew they hated my family overall, but I was just okay because I didn't have anything to do with that matter. So basically I just take it as an opportunity to just visit India and all other relatives and just enjoy. So back then I was really shy. I was not very healthy because as I said, I was studying a lot. I had a lot of pressure. The studies as well, and also because I found a part-time job and I was like working at the same time, and I was playing some sports, and that's why I lost a lot of weight. I was quite stressed at that time. So I had almost no confidence, and I was probably a little too innocent for my own good because since I was 16, I didn't know like how other people were treating me, especially in India. So for me, it was quite difficult to understand people's mentality and how do they think about myself. And honestly, I couldn't. I was definitely didn't. Definitely didn't know how to stand for myself. As soon as we arrived, something left off. I can't explain, but when you walk into a room and immediately you feel that you don't belong. So that was me. I noticed that those relatives, like my cousin, and her mother, like she was apparently my aunt. So I knew that she was always gossiping about my parents, especially my mom, about my mom, and also that they were laughing at me, they were staring at me, and that was really, for me, that was like really uncomfortable because I never experienced something like that. I knew that there was something wrong in that wedding. There were people who were staring at me for no reason, laughing at me, and also I know that they were backbitching me. So, and but these things are quite normal, especially if you belong to a family, an Indian family. These things are quite normal. You know that they laugh at you, they compare you, especially with their own children. They often think that their children are better than you. And I think this is really common in South Asian families. But of course, I ignored that because I was really innocent. I didn't know how to speak for myself. And also because I was not really allowed to do that. And because my parents were there and they were also managing and adjusting that, because they knew if they say anything, if they get angry or if they defend themselves, there will be a lot of drama and they will blame us for that. They will say that we are the reason why her daughter is not having the best wedding. That's why, like, they will blame us for ruin their wedding. So that's why I didn't say anything. And of course I couldn't, because I was like I just don't care where I am. I just want to leave and I go to Spain. And after that, I just remember watching the adults around me and wondering why everything felt so tense, which is quite casual and normal to happen in weddings, such as in Indian weddings. And I also noticed something else, and the quiet people were always the easiest starters. Because I was shy and awkward and I didn't know how to defend myself, people assumed that they could say whatever they wanted, and I couldn't, and I was not able to catch their intentions. I mean, for them, like children who's pretty, who's smarter, who's successful, for them, it's like, they would, of course, they will celebrate that children. But if someone's quite shy, quite awkward, they will of course blame them. They would say that these children is so naive, they don't know anything, they're not pretty, they're not conventionally beautiful. And it's like they level you for the way you are, who looks more better, who has more money, whose children is more impressive. And as a teenager, I started believing that maybe this was just how families worked. But to be honest, this is something I grew up with, especially if you are in this case of families. And for me, I didn't take it very seriously. Of course, it offended me. Of course, it's so difficult to digest the fact that they insult you, that they laugh at you on your face. But still, I was okay with that because, overall, there are some relative of you. They don't know your life at all. So maybe for you it's easy to just ignore that outsider noise and just focus on yourself. It's not like you want revenge, because at some point I always think that I want to take revenge of them, I want to impress them. I will slap them in the face, but that's not how it works. Just be happy on your own. These types of relatives are always there, of course, because they have their own insecurities. That's why they project their insecurities on you. So you have to always remember that other people's behaviors says far more about them than it will about you. So, and sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop caring in the weight of people who were never interested in treating you with kindness in the first place. And that's why I think that if you're experiencing the same as I experienced, it's just let it be, just let go everything, and just remove that toxic people from your life. That's it. These all, one thing that I've noticed a lot of South Asian families, such as Indian families, is that there's a lot of formality. There is not that much love and appreciation towards each other. That's why they behave like this. They pretend that they're happy with you, but in the reality is like, in the inside they're really jealous, really, like they don't want you in their lives. That's why. So they will manipulate you in a way, they will gaslight you, they will ruin your mentality and your personality, and of course your vibe. So I will always say that if you're Indian, it doesn't matter if you're not Indian, but if you have a family like these or relatives like these, so please avoid them at any cost, because they're not happy, they're not the best option for you. That's why. So this video is a little reminder to stay, to just ignore the outside noise that you have and just focus on yourself, how to be better, how to improve, and don't take it as a revenge, but take it as a way to improve yourself. Goodbye. Let's see you in the next video.